Okay, this is the January 12th, 2026 meeting of the Fairfield Solid Waste and Recycling Commission. I call the meeting to order. I'm Tim Besler, I'm the chair, and I'm going to go around and have everyone introduce themselves who are here.
Andy Beal,
Ellie Pategi, Commissioner. Sophia.
Thank you, a resident, a citizen.
A citizen, yeah.
Lisa Gannett, Transfer Station.
John Cattell, Public Works.
Megan McHale, Secretary.
Brad Topar from Big Little Sanitation.
Becky Bunnell, Chair of Sustainable Fairfield Food and Waste.
John Mazzaro, United Home Sanitation.
Andrew Terrell, Compost Enthusiast.
Good, thank you. Okay, first order of business is approval of the November 17th. This is, our last meeting was in November. We didn't meet in December, so first item is the approval of November 17th meeting minutes, which were posted and which I sent out. Can I have a motion to approve?
Yes.
Ellie, second? All in favor? Aye. The next item is each January, we're required to elect officers. And I'm currently the chair, and I'm willing to run again. But I need a motion, or I need a nomination and a second.
nominate Tim Besler.
I'll second it.
Okay. Now, according to Robert's rules, I have to ask if there are other nominations at 3 times. So are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, can we have a vote on my being chair? All in favor? All right. Now, Ron Blumenfeld is the current vice chair, and I've talked to him. He's willing to continue to serve, and I'd like to nominate Ron as the vice chair. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Again, are there any other nominations? Any other nominations? Any other nominations? Okay. Did we have a vote? All in favor? Okay. And I want to nominate Megan McHale as secretary. Is there a second?
Second.
Are there any other nominations? Any other nominations? Any other nominations?
Yeah, it's always the busiest person.
Hearing none, I,
Thank you so
all
much.
in favor?
I'll come
I'm
by.
just gonna bring it. And
Aye.
I
Keep needing to come by and get it. And I can use that one again. The other one sucked.
As I said, it's always the busiest person.
and I should mention, Ron is in Arizona, and Mike contacted me earlier. He's not here, but we do have 4 people, so we have a quorum, so that's why we're having the meeting. Next item on the agenda is the department director's report, and John Cattell.
So I ended up forwarding the tonnage reports to the committee this afternoon.
I'm putting them up there in case someone.
Your solid waste, which is the green on top there, you're kind of trending maybe 100 tons or 2 less than what it was last year. But you're pretty much on target based on what we foresee or what we had the second half of last year. Recycling might be down also a couple hundred tons. Other than that, it's pretty much as expected. As far as operations, we're looking at maybe doing, hopefully this month, sometime starting up a soft opening of our location with the shed for the recycling. We'll probably do something where we have both top and leave maybe 1 container of recycling down on the bottom for people who just kind of miss it. But I'd like to start to get that going.
Now, do you eventually expect to have all the recycling go to the top?
Yes.
And I assume some of those dumpsters down below be taken away?
Yes.
Okay.
And that area will have to then be used for a backup for when we have a compactor down. So we're going to have to eventually do some work down there to set up some type of dumping and ramps and open top containers, so that we have a backup. Currently, we use the location where the recycling was as a backup. So yeah, we'll be maneuvering that around a bit throughout the end of this next several months.
And it'll be wise to also leave the cardboard down there, just because of the flow of things. This way there is cardboard because, cardboard's the biggest recyclable we take in.
Right.
And people will dump their garbage, because we've got to keep the flow going one way, and it's going to take and that's why we got to leave some of them down the bottom now too. It's a matter of retraining everybody.
I may wind up converting one of the normal recycling to accept just cardboard, so it's not a full open top.
Well, I was thinking too, I was wondering about eventually, if people are going to be pulling up there, eventually moving the glass somewhere else, but it's sort of in the way now. But that's just a thought.
Yeah, we have it on a pad up there, so.
Yeah, and it's not that's in the way, it's more the metal is in the way, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah,
The metal's in the
right,
way.
yeah.
The whole idea, you've got the food waste drop off, you've got the clothing, you've got the glass, you've got cardboard, and then you have single stream is just more cohesive than moving the glass randomly someplace else.
Right, it kind of flows.
Hey, hello. Hi.
Hi, are you
Anywhere.
Courtney?
I'm Courtney.
Have a seat.
Okay.
You can sit up here since we hope you'll be here someday.
Good, how are you?
Very well.
Hi, what's up?
Well, Courtney, introduce yourself, because Courtney has applied for a new, the open commission.
I have. I am Courtney Radosevich. I am a local parent in town. I started the green team at North Stratfield Elementary School. I currently work as the marketing coordinator for the Connecticut Audubon Fairfield region. And I've done a bunch of different initiatives and been involved in different tasks around town. So
Great, thank
I'm
you.
happy to be here.
Good.
Thanks.
Always good to see you.
So that's pretty much with the report.
Okay. Well, the next item is an update on the two food waste containers. Let me just get this up here. We, earlier last year, we were asked by the first selectman to, while we were looking at a potential grant for in-vessel composting and a number of remote food waste containers, during that meeting, we were asked by the first selectman to order two of them and put them at a location that's more convenient for people in the north end of town. And then that was in May or June, and unfortunately, Bill Gerber died, and didn't do too much after that. But in October, we did vote to purchase two of them as soon as possible. And I just wanted to get an update. That was in October, and we're now in November. And understanding it's not part of your budget, but we would like to get that on order for the specific reason of getting it installed and having people be able to bring their food waste to these containers starting in late spring, certainly. And so I just wanted to find out what we can, what we need to do to and by these photos, by the way, this is the area that was chosen by, we were approved to put these containers on Brookside Drive, right next to the toilets there, by Parks and Rec. They looked at a number of different alternatives, and this is what they chose. And it would probably go, not where I have that triangle, it would probably be right up against the curb. And the cost of the containers is just under $10,000. It's like $9,400. The only other cost that would be incurred this budget year would be whatever the pad costs, which the Public Works Department would install, which I think is in round numbers of $1,500. And then once the order is placed, we'll be going out to bids for someone to pick up the food waste and maintain the containers. We think it'll be roughly $500 a month, based on the estimates we had before. So it'd probably only be about $1,000 this year, in this budget year, that would be that expense. So I just wanted to ask what we need to do to get that going.
Well, as I've told you, when I know that I have enough money, which I'm not committing to that, one of the things I did leave off on that was my report was contamination report.
Yes, I'm sorry,
And
yeah.
I apologize for skipping over that. Let me just jump on that
Yeah,
first.
let's do contamination.
We had, in November, we did pretty good where it was only down to 2 loads. As previously, it was 8 loads. December went back up to 3 loads. So we've had about almost $30,000 worth of fines or fees associated with contaminated loads going up there.
Total.
Total.
That's a total of 34 loads going back to August till through to December. And that's almost just under 600 tons. Some of those, the haulers have been very good about trying to get the word out and doing theirs. Of those 3 loads, I suspect a couple of them were due to contamination in our recycling bins that are on the lower level. There's not enough policing of that. And for some reason, people here think that, oh, they'll say it's recycling and they'll throw anything from dirty diapers to food and cakes and all sorts of garbage that Lisa pulls out a lot of it, graciously. But that's one of the reasons why we hope to get it up to the top and maybe get a little more eyes on making sure people adhere to what is recycling, and not that I have recycling and let me throw a bag of garbage in with it. This is obviously a big impact to us. This is something that we have not budgeted for, and Oak has been doing their due diligence of not just us but other towns also. So that's one of the things that's out there. Go ahead, whatever.
So is this number trending up? The fines?
It trended up from last month. December went up an extra one.
Okay. So it's not getting better.
We're doing better.
But we're doing much better than we were coming.
We started out where, I'll run you down the numbers here. In August, we had 9 loads. In September, we had 12 loads. October went down to 8. November went down to 2.
Okay.
And now we're at 3.
Okay, so it's,
So,
And then October is when you gave us those stickers.
and
Right,
October,
October was, and I gave you the warning, November 1st.
so that,
And I've only had to charge Al.
so can we say the stickers are working? Is it safe to say
they're
that?
working. The haulers are being good about getting the word out to their customers.
Maybe December was worse because of holidays.
Well, yeah, that has a lot to do with it, that
That-
wrapping paper, the tissue paper. But again, I mean, we had a lot of people at the transfer station. There's a lot of people, and I've caught a lot of people. Oh, I thought it was recycling. And I mean, and that's a fine line. It really is when you're dealing with people. All I can do is say, take it out and go pay for garbage. And I have people who will take it out and leave and maybe come back when I'm not there and pull the same thing.
When you get that recycle up in one place, you're going to have a much better opportunity to police people and to catch people.
In theory.
One
In
thing-
hope.
in hope, yeah.
We have a little more cameras on there, but we still have issues where the metals kind of, our metal operation kind of blocks some of that right now. So we still got some adjustments to do.
The one thing I'm looking forward to is because there are dead zones in between those containers down below. And there's a lot of times we find stuff that we're not supposed to. We'll find paint cans, we find, large appliances, people. It's like, how did that get there? And, and you could see the vehicle, but you can't tell whether that's the person who's taking something out or were they parked on the backside. I mean, that's a real tough one.
John, what roughly is a monthly average load? Amount of,
Well, we do 5 trailers a day about
okay.
And trash, yeah.
of trash.
And
Recycling, we do 1 trailer a day.
so basically it's 10%, or, roughly, right? So it went from
Yeah,
40.
One a day, figure out 20,
So once
20
a,
days, 21 days, in 2 days, something.
oh, yeah,
We're 6
all
days.
on weekend.
We all-
Yeah, we'll do 1 to 2 trailers of trash
Right.
on Saturday, and we don't do recycling on
Got
Saturday.
it. So it's like a 20-day count.
Yeah.
Well, we talked a lot about, and I think, in November, I know you've done a lot of, got the word out about recycling contamination quite a bit. Because I know there was big improvements. We put new stuff on the website now, so you've got some good stuff on your website. But I think we talked about it, the fact that this is continuing. We got to keep at this
Oh, yeah, it's a constant, yeah.
constant. I mean, if for no other reason, new people come into town, but you just have to keep at it or it'll go down again. So I think we're making good progress, but it sounds like.
So to circle back to your issue, like I said, that's $30,000 right now that, was not budgeted. I am not about to start saying that I have money in that budget to buy these $10,000 of other these cans until probably March or so when I see closer to where we are.
Well, yeah, so at this point in time, so March would be, if we didn't get an order in by March, we probably wouldn't get these until July.
Yeah.
That's the problem. I think we really would like to get these things in late, somewhere around May, June, so that we can have a full summer into fall of people, because that'll really be able to tell how it seems to be a lot of people want to do their food separation. I think to have a really good pilot, I certainly don't want to start it too late in the summer and into the fall, but
Yes,
'Cause
but
these are pretty long.
it also has to be approved by the Finance Committee and
Right.
RTM. So, you're going to buy these things, and if they don't approve it, then
well,
you're kind of sitting on it. So if they're not going to finance the fact of the collection, what are you going to do then?
well,
Then they just become garbage cans.
Well, they aren't going to be garbage cans because you can't get into them unless you sign up for them. But
So why don't we go right now to the Finance Committee and RTM and get the pre-approval? So that in March, we can.
Because
push
it's
the
part of
button.
the budget process.
you're talking about the budget
I'm
process.
talking about the budget process.
You're talking about next year's budget
You-
process, right?
You have $30,000 in start for next year's budget, which starts
Correct,
July
which is what
1.
we're saying.
Right,
All we're
to
asking is-
buy the
To buy them
containers
and to
and
service
to
them.
service them.
But I'm just
They
wondering.
have to be in the budget in order to be able to go through.
Well, okay, let's back up from the budget. Now, what about the money? What about the money from the mini bottles?
What about it?
Well, my understanding is quite a bit. It would easily pay for these, but
That's
and
not.
one of the items on the agenda, who
Any way
makes
you
the
want.
decisions about
Who
that?
makes the decision? That goes through all three boards.
Boards.
Okay,
We make a recommendation. Right now, we're targeting, some of the money's going to conservation with the boom that they put out. Some of the other money's going towards the balance of the shed because it went over the grant amount, which I mentioned. We also we're purchasing a Mad vacuum trailer. So that, and
That's
then
cool.
there's radiation detectors we have to
Yeah.
look at.
That's the other thing, we have
Another
radioactive
thing
load
that I didn't
system.
mention, but we do have occasional hot loads, which are
You didn't bring any.
generally,
We're bringing
they're-
hot loads in.
when people are bringing a hot load in, it
It's a tough
disrupts
one to tell.
the whole operation.
It's
A
a
couple of the
little
other
backed up.
towns have, hold on, a couple of the other towns have detectors. Westport has one, and Milford, I think, has them, and we're looking at putting some down there so that we can stop it before it goes into a full trail load. So there are some other items that have to be addressed, which is what a lot of this NIP money is going to be used for.
Yeah, because we, what was it, another $1,700 we got hit for last month with radioactive
Yeah.
loads. Because that cost the town quite a bit of money.
These are other things where I'm saying that,
Right.
I'm a little reluctant to say, oh, yeah, I got $10,000 to go spend because, it depends on how many hot loads I get hit with that, that we have to address, as well as contamination loads.
Yeah, the radiation detectors in the long run would help. I mean, more and more towns have to put them in too because they're having the same problem.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you, you spent $30,000 that you didn't expect to spend. It wasn't.
I had to.
I know you had to, but where did that come from? I mean, you have a $5.5 million budget.
It's I'm hoping that we get it. As I mentioned before, I'm maybe 100 tons or so below right now, trending in MSW. Maybe a couple hundred tons trending lower in recycling. I'm hoping that offsets those things. When, you do a budget and you plan for what you think, but, you have other variables out there too, as far as your tipping fee rates for recycling. That gets changed
Those
all
went
the
up,
time.
the whole, fiber thing.
So, like I said, I'm reluctant to say, oh yeah, I have $30,000 or 20 or 10 or 15 until I know that I'm not going to exceed my budget. I'm not going to stand up there and say, well, we bought these things. I put the coin I thought I'd make it and it didn't work.
Well, I guess at this point, I want to bring this up again for a February meeting, and we'll see where we are then. But I mean, obviously, we don't control any money. I can't say we have to do that.
Right.
But my impression is that the town is in favor of this. I'm pretty sure the first selectwoman is, and I just think there's a lot of favorability to this. And I mean, people ask me all the time about this, and so I don't want to let it keep going. I mean, if we can talk about it.
But realize, we do offer them to bring it to the transfer station.
Agreed, I know.
That's there, whether the, finance board feels, okay, it's worth spending $20,000 a year so people don't have to drive down to the transfer station, that's their call.
But John, are you saying that even if you in March decide that you do think you'll be under budget enough to be able to afford this, call it $12,000, whatever, we still have to go to the RTM and finance board to get it approved, even once you say you think you can cover it?
We have to go through the purchasing.
You have to go through them for the budget, for the following year.
No, I'm not talking about.
What I'm
this
saying,
year.
whether I have enough money come towards the end of the year to actually buy the things to at least get the thing going.
Okay, do you need to get their approval to buy them this year? If you decide you have enough money in March, do we have to go to them and ask for that $12,000 before you can actually release it and sign a purchase order?
Part of it I want to make sure that we're close enough to the budget. I don't know when the finance reviews the budget, but I'd like to see them approve the budget, their portion of the budget, before I commit to buying them.
Okay.
No, this is next year's budget. I'm not talking about next year's budget. I'm talking about this year's budget.
I'm talking about both
He wants to make
budgets.
sure there's something to service them, so you don't buy it and it just becomes paperwork.
No, I understand what you're saying.
Service it, it's useless.
If for some reason the $30,000 that you have in next year's budget is taken out by them, then I understand what you're saying.
I'm sorry, too many conversations on.
I believe I understand what you're saying, is if for some reason that $30,000 that's in your budget for next year, for starting July 1, isn't approved, then you would be concerned about having two of these units without being able to get them.
Correct.
Okay, now let me ask you this. What is let's say that at some point in time, you decide, okay, I want to buy these, I can find the money in my budget. What happens then? How quickly can that actually get through purchasing and become a purchase order?
Purchasing process is anything over $10,000, you have to get 3 quotes.
Okay, well, this is to buy these would be $9,400, unless they raise their price, and I don't think they're going to.
I'm just saying what the purchasing policy is.
But
So if they're under $10,000, then and I have the money available and I'm comfortable with it,
Yeah.
it's a matter of generating a purchase order.
okay, so it can happen in
If
days.
it's above $10,000, then a purchase order goes through the approval process.
Yeah, okay.
If it's above $10,000, then you have to solicit 3 quotes. And I'm sure it's not above $25,000, because then I'd be going out for an RFP.
Okay.
Now, for servicing, I'd have to probably be going out for an RFP for that.
Yes.
As well as having to go, once an RFP is done, having to go through a contracts committee.
Well, yeah, I think once these are,
Contract, the board of selectmen for contracts approval.
No, I think once these are, when the order is placed, once these are actually committed and ordered, I think two things need to happen. One, yeah, you go out to bid, some of the companies that are interested in food waste pickup, go out and get a bid from them. Also, we would have to, someone in our committee, and the department would have to decide on the graphics in this, but we'll have we have like 3 months to do that for the time we place an order. But no, I understand that we don't have an absolute price on what the monthly cost is going to be, but we've had estimates that range from 300 to 500 a month. So it's not, anyway.
Right, you just have to go through the RFP, and we
Yes,
might as well
exactly.
also include, the transfer station in that RFP.
Oh, well, of course, sure, yeah. Yeah, whoever's doing
I don't
it,
know, what deal you have with the schools?
Schools too, right, I mean, isn't it a matter of going to like a Curbside or American who already serves
Exactly.
transfer in schools and
It's
just
an RFP.
adding them on?
yeah, we have,
Just add them on.
Or getting the quote first to add
Right,
them
you
on?
have to go through a bidding
You
process.
can't, a quote just gives you a ballpark what type of purchasing process I'm going through. That's the only thing the quote does. Being that it's going to be requiring a contract
Right.
because it goes on for more than
It's a
30 days.
reoccurring.
Right.
I'm going to have to go probably out for a RFP.
Yeah, and we really should seriously consider, because, it's, the cost wise is doing it on a subscription, $25 a year subscription for anybody using remote locations.
well, I will tell you that Metro Star is no way, they do not collect money for bidding.
Well, that's why I've asked you to get me in touch with them.
No,
Because
Not gonna do it.
yeah, I wouldn't ask them to do, but if, to go through the solid waste and recycling department, in order for people to get their codes, they could pay the $25 fee.
Well, that, to me, that
We're not there
will
yet.
kill it for a lot of people, so I.
But we're still,
We're not there yet.
I'm not saying at some point in time, we will look at fees for everything, but to get this thing started, we can't ask people to, that's my opinion. But let's,
the cost is so much greater than MSW.
the cost of the programming
Trying to
is
build
like
a habit.
500.
We're trying
Yeah.
to
Right, which is great.
help change, and so in order to do that, we have to incentivize people to do it, not punish them by making them pay more.
Well, they wouldn't be paying more
Well, they would be paying $25
a year.
Yeah.
It's the
50,
same thing as a
50 cents a pickup, I think most people would be okay with it.
Of course, when you're talking about a nominal fee like that, it's gonna cost your department, whoever keeps track of this, more money than you're ever gonna get in. I mean, it's like,
Is it something that you can add on to the transfer station sticker? Like, hey,
Well, it could be either
if we wanted
or.
to use this facility.
Well, see, the reason too, a lot of people don't want to spend the $25 and get the beach sticker. And they're angry at us because, they've been promised these things for so many months. And now it's time for the new sticker,
Right.
and so they're angry at us because it's February 1st, if you don't have the new sticker, we got to charge you $5.
And their grievances are.
The $25.
It's
for
cheaper,
using the beach and using a transfer center.
I know, it feels like that's pretty.
it's cheaper
big deal.
than hauler fee.
Well, you got people who are putting
Cheaper than-
garbage and recycling to save $7.
Conservation came in today, they brought in toilet and a sink that was in the woods over by Lake Mohegan.
Well, look, people
I mean,
that,
well, I mean, then maybe there's a fine, right? For
Right.
illegal dumping that we have to, I mean, I know there is a fine, but like have to enforce it, and same maybe at the transfer station too. If we catch you.
No, we do.
I mean, there is, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is one of the reasons why I wanted to see the full budget, was because I feel like we need to talk about having more staff at the transfer station. Right?
It would be nice to have another person, but I'm not expanding the operations. I didn't put it in.
If it's costing you $30,000, what's a part-time head?
And also remember that
Well-
those alcohol mini funds are meant to be used for recycling initiatives, and one of them could be a person who works at the transfer station, who monitors
Yeah, a lot of
contamination.
I do not want to get
Recycling
caught
coordinators.
in the same aspect that many police departments have gotten caught, where they hire people on grants and the grants end. I don't like to do that.
Okay, well, again, that's why I was saying, can we put it in the budget?
Well, The other thing about food waste is I think as the food waste separation increases, and I think at some point in the future, I don't know how long it's going to take, it is going to increase quite a bit. And every pound that comes out of MSW with food waste is money that you don't pay the tipping fee in Bridgeport. I mean,
But it's also.
we know it costs more.
It's always, and even watching those presentations, it is more expensive than MSW.
For nowadays,
And it
yeah.
will be for quite a while.
If there was if we ever, okay.
And you have to remember, Fairfield doesn't, the tipping fee is not coming out of the tax base. That's what the fees are you pay at the transfer station to cover the MSW. So why can't we get a fee to cover the food waste? Because it would only be fair. You're talking 4% of the population that want to do food waste.
We don't know what it is. We don't know what it is. That might be it now, but we
There
don't know
were
what's going
surveys
to be.
done already.
What's that?
I thought there's been surveys done already about.
And we have to do what's best for the town too, not just.
Never done it.
No, I'm sorry.
We were gonna do the survey, it's on hold right now.
Wow.
We only know anecdotally that the transfer station, and you know this too, is far from most parts of town and has very limited hours for working.
We have longer hours than most transfer stations.
I mean,
It's just hard for.
I understand. For people who are working,
If you're working, it's very hard.
it's a Saturday morning. It's a Saturday morning.
At least I'll be down there tomorrow morning with my once a week food waste drop off. But that's me who's retired and who combines it to
You
another
want it on
trip.
the other side, yeah.
Yeah, but for people that are where you.
And I understand that. I have no problem with that. But again, we have to just look at the whole big picture. I mean, yes, we have a big budget, but we're also a very expensive place to run. And we offset a lot of that budget for the tipping fees we take in to cover the garbage tipping fees. If we're taking 200 tons out of it, we're also losing that $200 tipping, that 200,000 tipping fees. So we're paying double for that same, 200 tons than we are for MSW. So it's coming out of the tax base instead of our tipping fees. So we got to balance it properly.
Well, and of course, the larger picture is that the state of Connecticut is shipping 30% of their trash out of state now, paying to haul it to
Right.
whoever
We're
takes
not part of
it.
that.
And we're not part of
Not
that,
this time.
but it helps.
Again, that's why, we have to look into something more central.
What needs to be done is they need, and it's one of these NIMBYs, not my backyard, but, like you have Quantum up there in South, in the Cheshire or whatever that area is up there. They need something down here where it makes sense economically to take it to it.
And it's a chicken and egg thing because the more food waste that is separated down here, the more incentive is going to be someone to build something down here. But I agree with you. We need something.
Right now, it's not carbon.
I remember when when leaves became mandatory recyclable. Remember, the town was paying over $250,000 for the people to run the yard waste facility. Okay, because this was mandatory. Now they pay us a nominal fee to run it, and it's just a matter of building up.
And of course, that's what we're trying to do. That's what we're trying to get this thing started.
Right, and I have no problem with it.
I think you're all, okay. Well,
I love the idea of it. I mean, because I feel bad. I'm leaving the other day at 3:30, and she says, "Well, can't I sneak in and throw my food waste in?" And I'm like, "I'm sorry, I can't let you. I mean, there's a lot of liabilities. The gates are locked, and I'm leaving."
Can
well,
I just make a statement, which is when we've talked to other transfer station people like Dan down in Stamford, these are people who are willing to do this kind of upfront thinking in order to create behavior change. And they're willing to spend money and they're willing to do it and take a quote unquote little bit, because we're really not talking a lot of money. What are you spending? $10,000 right now, 8,000, I think it's only 8,000 right now to haul your food waste out of a $5 million budget. We're not talking big money here. We're talking about perceptual behavior change that I think is really important to take a forward-looking stance. And it's not a lot of money, and we have the alcohol money to do it. So we're choosing not to.
It's not that we're choosing not to.
Don't keep making a budget issue, because it's not a budget issue.
Minis.
It's not that much money.
It's not money
You're right,
for
it's not
this.
that much money.
So it's
But
not
we have to
about
go through
money.
proper process.
Well,
We
Well, you
can't
guys
afford-
decide what kind of stance you want to take. All I'm saying is other transfer station people have chosen a forward stance. You guys are not. That's all I'm saying.
We have the food waste and it's working.
Yeah,
well
we
down there. I don't know-
offered,
I don't know
you
why
say,
it's
no,
up to
yeah, I
that.
take a little bit of offense to that.
I take a
because-
lot of offense to that.
Because I started that down there, and I pulled it out of my budget, and it's running, and it was to see how well it's working. Honestly, I don't think it's working that great. My personal opinion, when we see all the garbage that's thrown in there, people that are throwing that stuff into that food waste aren't really truly ecological or the proper term for it, but I don't think it's properly working. It's costing me 2.5 times the cost generally, and I'm piecing maybe, 125 people out of 60,000? And it's only $7,000. Divide that by the 70, 100, maybe 150 people. Is that worth it for the
We're
rest of the
spending $158,000 a year
Can I ask
on
you a
leaf
question?
pickup that's not mandatory. I mean, there's other things we're doing.
Is it contaminated, the one?
Okay, I know, 'cause you're doing it.
I had 2 barrels full of Christmas wreaths I had to pull out and dump.
Out of the compost?
Food waste.
So let me ask
Well,
you,
that-
I've gotten over 30 whole pineapples. People bought them because they were so cheap and just let them rot. Bags of citrus, everybody got for Christmas. Bags. Still in the plastic bag.
still, okay, so it's still in the plastic bag. Okay, that's,
Okay.
because she's saying it's still.
We have to truly be sustainable, we have to teach people not to waste food.
Right, but I don't think that's ever gonna happen, and we live in the United States.
We live in a very affluent area.
Okay, so
Again, so if people are willing to waste all this food, why would be charging them a yearly fee to do it be a bad thing?
So, hold
Well,
on.
I will say
Can we go
that-
back to the contamination, because that threw me off a little bit. So how much contamination is in the food waste bin? Is it like, would you say 10%, 20%?
It really depends. I mean, like I said, I had 2 bins out of 10 last week.
And do we get, do
We dump them out.
we get
I
peanut butter?
don't send those, I
Okay,
don't
so
send them to
you're going through
curbside.
it.
Yes, we
Well, you sent the
dump them out.
pineapples,
Well,
right?
I think,
Well, the only pineapples I took out of there were ones that spray painted gold.
Okay.
I mean,
And they still have, and they all still had their little rubber
Well-
band and plastic label on them.
well, I mean, I think obviously the Christmas trees, that's going.
Christmas wreaths.
Christmas wreaths and stuff, that's too bad, but it's regional. Pumpkins is your other problem. People try
I
to
mean,
put
that, yeah,
pumpkins
that,
in
yeah.
there.
Well, this year we didn't have anybody put them in the bins. We had them leaning on the wall by the food waste.
so I guess my question is, so when the food waste goes off and there's gonna be contamination in it, what happens with that? Are we penalized for that? Or
Well,
does-
no, because when they pick it up with everybody else's. So who knows whose is contaminated, who's not. There's no way to really market that. That's something we'll see long-term. It's just like now they're finding different, they're finding PFAS in food
Yeah,
waste
the
compost.
microplastics. Okay.
And that's gonna be a thing. I mean, again.
Well,
And like I said, I am very glad the food waste program is down there. It makes a lot of people happy.
Yeah.
But at one point, we have to truly be sustainable, we have to teach people sustainable practices, not give them an easy way to do it.
For sure.
I mean,
And that's what we're trying to do in the schools, because obviously
Oh,
we're
yeah.
trying, that's the easiest thing, but then obviously it gets diluted when the kids go home because the parents don't do it. So it is the adults in town that are not catching on.
Oh, the adults are terrible.
So going back to the recycling contamination, in my area, we don't have those stickers on our recycling bins. I mean, granted, I'm going off topic, but so people in my area with recycling, they don't know what to put in there and what not to.
People don't care.
Yeah, but they also don't have the information at their fingertips.
Yeah, and they should. Every time they sign with a hauler, they should know that what recycling is.
Correct, but they don't, and the hauler doesn't
Taking
give
off
out.
that I read the terms and conditions.
Right, and the hauler doesn't,
Right.
in some cases, the hauler doesn't give out the information. So, and that's the same thing with composting. Just because the bins are there and Sustainable Fairfield does a great job of trying to educate people, it needs to come from multiple sources so people
Right.
see it over and over again. From the transfer station, from Sustainable Fairfield, from anywhere else, conservation. So I think it's about connecting with people as well, not to contaminate those bins.
That reminds me that one of the things we talked about when the contamination was I was doing an education campaign, and I know we did some things. There was some information in the first select person's newsletter and on the DPW's Instagram, but I think we had thought that there would be something really ongoing, maybe a postcard, like
Mailer.
berating people with information by repeating it over and over again. And I don't think that was in the budget either, but maybe it was.
I have some for publication.
Okay.
Yeah, we probably need to, at maybe our next meeting, talk about a subcommittee that, again, increases, we've already, and one of the things we did after the last meeting is we put things like this on the website. That was already there, but we put other stuff, where's the contamination?
Well, you put it on there, the commission, but you gotta remember, I mean, most people,
Yeah.
I mean, they're gonna, they have to
People
come.
aren't going there.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
They're not even going to, ours, which is better. What they do, it's like Christmas Eve. We got 128 phone calls from people. Are you open? Are you open? The website said to call. It's not the website. People just Google Town of Fairfield Transfer Station, and under Google, it's every business on Christmas Eve, it says call for hours.
Yeah, hours to
Yeah, hours.
It's not telling, the
Right.
Town of Fairfield
Right.
website is not telling you to call for
People
hours.
don't want to take the next step.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's how people get their information. They Google and what they see is right then and
Yeah,
there.
this
We
is,
have
this is on the
berate
departments,
people
that's on
more.
your, that's on your, we're doing more of that stuff, but yeah, you're right, people don't,
So let's, at the next meeting, let's
Next
talk about a
meeting, yeah.
subcommittee. Brad had his.
Brad, you had a question.
I sent it to all numerous times.
About the food wasting, are there any towns that are doing remote?
Yeah,
Yes.
Oh, yeah, a lot,
Many, many,
it
many,
is a
many.
great expansion
and none
program.
of them are charging any money.
But, not every town,
But is there a town that doesn't cover the trash in the taxes that's doing it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which town?
So all of the
West
HRA
Hartford is
towns are
pretty
doing
sure.
remote.
Not,
So like, as far as I know, I only know of Fairfield that does.
the way we do it, right.
Right.
And everybody
Every other
tells,
town.
everybody says it's the smartest thing Fairfield did.
Probably,
Right.
because I mean,
Yeah,
they make us the tax collector,
Right.
basically, lowers everyone's taxes. And if you use it as a resident, you pay, or you get the choice of paying a little more and having someone do it for you.
Right.
I mean,
Or you bring
works.
it down.
It works,
Yeah.
but it's different. I don't know if there's any town, I'm just curious if there's a town like us that does it that way, that's doing more than what we're already doing.
Well, West Hartford, and I don't have the slide, West Hartford has, I believe, 4 of them now, 3 around town and 1 at the transfer
It's in your
station.
tax base.
It's in their tax, yeah, you know the guy.
That's different, that's like totally, in my
So
mind,
you,
that's
so that's
totally
your,
different.
it's apples and oranges.
Right.
Right, see, that's always been my
And that's what we've
argument.
been saying.
I mean, because we have to expand it, but we have to
I mean,
expand it
I
right.
like the idea, but like, if it costs that much more.
Right.
You've given the homeowners the option to do it, they just have to go here.
If they want to commit to it,
Fairfield's
commit
not,
to it.
Fairfield's not as big as Milford, I mean, you could only be 4.5 miles away from the transfer
It's
station.
not, but when you, I'm in North Sheffield. I am a committed environmentalist, so I
She's
come.
joking, no.
Yes.
She's best.
But when you factor in traffic and you're coming, it's
I know.
like, it's
An
like
hour.
25 minutes to get down here.
Each way.
And it is a pain in the butt. I care,
I
so
mean,
I do it, but a lot of
Our
people.
pricing for our customers is based off of distance from the transfer station, to
Right.
some extent too.
Yeah.
Oh,
I cannot charge someone who lives on the far end of Reading Road in Easton the same thing as someone who lives on Alden Street.
Right.
Yeah.
It's 25 minutes in a garbage truck to get up there and back.
Yeah.
That's 3 gallons of fuel.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, 3 gallons.
Lisa knows, I always combine my trips when I go to Whole Foods or something, because I'm up in North Stratfield too, so. But I will say one thing, the reason I started doing, we don't waste a lot of food, but we have banana peels, we have rinds from melons and stuff like that, chicken bones and all that, and it has really kept the times that I have to take our garbage out to the bin, because we're in a condominium, I mean, cut it down by a third, and it doesn't smell, that's the main thing, I keep the stuff in the refrigerator, and when people understand that you can do that, I think, and especially if they don't have to drive so far, I think we're gonna get a lot of buy-in in this, but, well, anyway,
I'm with you. I wish it was also like, I make 1 bag of trash per week. I still have a private hauler come and get it. you know, if there was some sort of like, oh, because you only output this much in trash, you know, maybe your trash fee for pickup is reduced, and then maybe that would offset the money, then I would pay the $25 for
Right, but see, the
Most
trash,
sellers do
the
that.
cost of trash is really
Most
small.
sellers do that,
What's your company?
Big Little. I don't service
United
them.
Home.
You probably have John.
Probably have
or
me.
Winters.
Yeah. Yes.
When she said North Stratfield, I'm like, all right, so I guess I'm a hauler.
You said like,
Point.
basically
yeah,
like, you have a bin or you have, it's how many bins you have, right?
Yeah, we have a small bin, we have a big bin, we have 2 bins.
Okay.
'Cause
Three
it's
bins, 4
like-
bins,
'cause it's
whatever you
like-
want. I mean, I'll bring you 10 bins if you want 10 bins, but.
Yeah, because I
We
only,
do have houses that have, I have 10 houses that I can think of like that off the top of my head that have 5+ carts for trash every week.
Yeah.
Full.
Oh, easily.
Full to the brow.
so then it's like,
And they
like,
don't care.
would
They
you
don't-
ever
they don't-
consider, but would you
They
ever
do.
consider
They don't
like,
care. And
hey,
I've told them like,
Yeah.
you're paying a lot for this. Do you think you could do with 4? And they're like, no, I don't care.
do you charge them for those bins?
Yeah.
We charge
Absolutely.
10 extra per bin. And then 2 of them that I can think off the top of my head are in the yard. One is in the garage, so I charge a fee for in the garage, I charge a bigger fee for in. They pay like $190 a month for that.
And they don't
And
care?
they don't, I've tended, I would save a lot of money if you brought it out of the garage, I don't care. That's the answer I get. So I'm just saying, there's 2 totally.
Yeah.
They're different
People who are
mindsets.
the
I
exact
totally
opposite of
get
this in
it. I
town,
totally
I
get
know,
it.
but you gotta remember, there's people who, I've talked to 3 people on the phone in the last 2 months. We've been putting out a lot of stickers about the bags and pulling out bags, and my guy's been making lists, and we've been calling people directly to their house and telling them that your recycling is wrong. 3 people said, if I don't recycle, is it cheaper?
Yeah.
Or
how much
you know
do I
what?
have to
You know what?
not
Just-
recycle?
Just come pick up my cart. I said, I can't come pick up the cart.
Yeah.
Well, you're gonna make me recycle? I said, I can't force you to recycle, but the town wants me to give you the option to recycle.
Well, it's a state law, it's a state law.
But I can't go to his house and put his hand on it.
But you can, and then it's the law.
I tell him, it's the law that I have to provide you the pail.
Yeah.
That's how I word it. Because the problem is the people who don't care that much, like they want that as an option, just give it away, are the people who contaminate it anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Isn't there a fine
make
to
sure
put
what-
recycling into trash that we could get charged?
I mean,
There is a concern about
Here's the
that.
problem. If the bin is contaminated to the point where I can't tell what's what, we dump it in the garbage anyway.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's nowhere else for us to put it. I can't pay my guys to stand there and sort through 90
The
gallons
chances
of
are that's probably
stuff.
contaminated, it's probably all wet.
Even the
and
state doesn't
glass.
want you to.
No.
The
Yeah.
state wants, if there's a bag of recyclables that are in a bag in the recycling,
Right.
they
It's
want you to put that in the garbage.
It's
Yeah.
garbage.
Right.
Because it's garbage. It could be the best recycling in the world. It's in a
My
plastic
insurance
bag.
guy doesn't want the guys picking through the garbage either.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's what everybody said. I mean, you know, you got both on the same truck, so you're easy.
So it's a little easier for me because I got a split body. So the guys will take the, you know, when they see the recycle, they'll take it from one and put it to the other.
They'll do it to
I mean-
a point.
Yeah, they're not sitting out there, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh, I'm
again,
sure in my
there are-
neighborhood, like, it's probably all goes in the trash because I know my neighbors and they don't. They don't
Yeah,
bag it up.
Some
They
people
do
do a
remember
great
this-
job,
Some,
people-
oh yeah, there's people that do
That's my own-
beautifully.
that's my
And
own.
there's people that the guys put it on the other side
Yeah.
because if they're gonna contaminate the whole load and then I'm gonna have Lisa push it to the other hole
And charge it.
and charge me, so.
And then Lisa's pushing in 20 yards.
Yeah.
Versus the 1 pail that John.
Right.
Exactly, so
So it's, you just have to weigh the options.
we got stickers, we got,
Throw it out.
He's ready, he has it.
yeah, I've sent that email, I mean, multiple times to where people tell me to stop sending it. So, you know, the
Right.
beach I have a bigger problem with. This side of town, it's not too, you're not, your area is.
Yeah, I've always
There's a
felt.
couple neighbors.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you might have a handful, just maybe a couple people, but you're,
Not tonight.
technically, over where you are is not too bad. It's down at the beach I have the
Yeah, let's-
worst problem.
Okay,
Really?
I think we've
Beach and rolling.
I think we've covered everything pretty well here. I will, as I said
Is it,
before,
Wants to
do you think
listen.
it's like the college kids or?
No,
do you think
the
it's-
college kids, I don't even, the college kids, I just dump in the garbage, cause
It's rich middle-aged white people.
there's not much I can do, dude. There's like maybe
They are.
the girls recycle,
You know
the
these
guys.
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna, let's,
Sorry.
I'm going to suggest that when we move on, and I actually pretty close to adjournment here, unless anyone else has some new business.
We have a question over there.
I'm sorry, yeah?
I just have a question. Does the town of Fairfield offer like a hands-on composting workshop to where different backyard devices are being maintained or looked at with members of the community?
See, that would be great. I mean,
I'm talking about backyard composting for people
Well,
with
any
saying, oh,
type, like if you exemplify
We
how
used to
to,
run them. Sustainable Fairfield, the town didn't, the Sustainable Fairfield, which is part of the
Yeah.
town, used to run composting workshops. We actually gave discounted composters for backyard composting. We would give them a discount so that encourage people to buy it. We would teach them how to do it. We would send, and even now, all last year, we were at the farmer's market, we passed out composting 1, 2, 3. Here's how you can do it in your backyard, here's a sheet. So we were very aggressive, trying to educate people that you don't have to do the food waste this way, you can do it at home, but a lot of people don't have the space in their yard. So
gotcha.
they prefer to.
But is there like
Or they think-
a small site or an area that the town has where they're either maintaining a small compost pile just to show?
Demonstrate.
Or really like a demonstration?
we had I'd be very quickly, there was a grant application last year that we didn't, for a lot of reasons, didn't go through it, but we were looking at doing on in-vessel composting here in Fairfield. But it's a lot of money and it's a big deal and
Drew is, he's pointing out is, just teaching people
Right.
someplace how to compost, not the in vessels. Is there a working farm or something where, community gardens?
Unfortunately.
Maybe we
See,
can send that
that's the
out.
thing, yeah, because, I worked a lot with one of the Norwalk community gardens and I would have the people there regularly
Well,
teaching
there
compost.
is a community garden kind of by you, right? And there was a compost pile there. I went there with Girl Scouts when Avery was like 8.
I helped set up composting at Central High
That must be
School.
private,
There is a
Where?
town community garden.
we've had a lot of, I've been asked by a lot of
Like
people,
Beekman or something?
I've been asked by a lot of people in our condominium, why don't we have a composting operation here? We have 134
Yeah,
units.
why don't you?
Well, the reason is, number one, it's common grounds, so that the board has to decide, okay, where's it go? Also, someone has to be responsibility to operate the composter. You've got to turn it, you've got to have a structure that's covered to keep the animals out, et cetera.
Well, if you're all
I said,
committed.
I said, you come to the board with that and we'll talk about it. But it's, again, we'd get into the same situation there. People have to understand, you can't put contaminants in there, and you have to keep aerating it, and et cetera. So, yeah, we could do it, but so far, no one has raised their hand. And if I had a freestanding house, I can tell you we'd compost in the backyard, but,
Isn't Warren doing something like that at the high school? I mean, I know obviously it's hard to get on those premises, but
They
isn't,
were trying to, but I don't know if they are anymore.
that would be cool on the weekends to have like a
You could
demonstration.
do the red woodwork in your garage, you have garage space.
the what?
The red
You
woodwork.
know,
There's
like
one
you can stop
composting.
by from
Well,
time to time.
we're actually in a common garage. We don't, our unit, only half our units have an attached garage.
Who's the I forget.
Yeah, we could, to answer your question, if I had one certain condo, I could do it, yeah.
At Ward,
Anyway.
the
And you could go
teacher.
inside the
Who's
kitchen.
been amazing.
They stay in their spot.
Not my kitchen, they don't. I've got these things.
Not in my
I've got
backyard,
these
not
things
in
in
my
my,
kitchen.
hey, they're taking up refrigerator space. If we had a bunch of kids, I couldn't afford to do that. Anyway, is there any other new business or any other comments from anyone?
I don't even know.
How did we end on the?
Well, how we ended, I'm hoping that somehow between now and the next meeting, your budget is in a situation that perhaps you can agree to this, because again, I'm not, the sooner we get these started, the better off we'll be, the more we'll know about how they have the interest. I hate to wait.
We don't know.
If we don't get these in order till, let's say, April, then
Can I say?
it won't be till the end of the summer that we're gonna be able to start this
What was the
thing.
lead time on it? So it was 3
It's
months.
about, I think it's 3 months, I believe.
It's not though.
So if we, again, if we got an order now, we can
Have
have them
tried
by
to
then.
ask them
And that's
about-
why
Let me see if I
I'm
can
pushing for this.
We've tried that.
Anyway. And of course, by our next meeting, we'll have the results of this ridiculous special election, and hopefully it'll still be pristine, in my strong opinion. It will, well, you never know. You never know. So
No, I'm not getting.
I've been knocking
I'm
on
staying
doors.
positive.
Anyway. All right, is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second? You can't vote yet.
I'm used to the PTA where I just raise my hand. And
Okay, all in favor, say aye. Thank you, and I want to thank the two haulers that, John and Brad, you guys come here almost every time, I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank
We
you.
really need your.
You got good input for us.